Breaking news. EastEnders set studio sold and leased back by BBC to meet savings target. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. After watching these videos, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The BBC has sold its Elstree Centre property, which includes the iconic Albert Square set for long-running soap EastEnders, to global investment giant EASTANDERS. As part of the transaction, EASTANDERS will lease part of the studio campus back to the BBC for 25 years. The sale of the Elstree Centre site is part of an ongoing review of the BBC's property portfolio in order to provide the best value for license fee payers, BBC CFO Alan Dixon said. As part of the sale, the Eastenders site has been secured on a long-term lease and Elstree will continue to be the home of Albert Square. A transaction value was not disclosed, but the BBC aims to secure $70.89 million, Variety understands. The BBC completed the rebuild of the Albert Square set 2 years ago, 4 years late, and at $87 million, $27 million over budget. The deal has taken place at a time when the BBC is looking to find significant annual savings, currently estimated at $500 million. In August 2023, the historic Maida Vale Studios in London was sold by the BBC to a four-way partnership between working title chairs Tim Bevan and Eric Fellner and two-time Oscar winner Hans Zimmer and his business partner Stephen Kosky. In December 2023, the UK government raised the BBC's annual license fee, where the bulk of the corporation's income comes from, by 10.50 to 169.50, lower than what the corporation expected, causing a funding gap of $90 million. The Elstree acquisition is EASTANDERS' first investment into the UK's TV and film studio market and was undertaken on behalf of clients. It follows the investment company's acquisition of one of France's largest studio complexes, the Bry-sur-Marne Studios, in 2023. John O'Driscoll, global co-head of real estate at EASTANDERS, said, "With the signing of BBC Elstree Centre, we will be acquiring one of the oldest working TV and film studios in the UK, with a history dating back almost 110 years. The structure of the transaction allows the BBC to continue its production on the site for at least another 25 years, while providing us with the opportunity to invest in the site to create new world-class studios. The whole area has a long and illustrious history of producing some of the world's most celebrated films and television series, and under our stewardship, we aim to continue that legacy. The TV and film studio sector remains one of our conviction asset classes, being underpinned by increasing demand from an ever broader array of production houses, content creators, and broadcasters. This is coupled with very limited supply of high-quality modern film and production space, particularly in and around London, where new construction is hindered by a lack of available land in the right locations." Breaking any of EastEnders spoilers. Deadly threats, dangerous memories return, and shock departure. Not everyone is wanting to stick around in Walford, with some EastEnders characters deciding to make a break for it. Kim Fox, Tamika Empson, and Howie Danes are ready to head off for a cruise trip, but they fear leaving Denise, Diane Parrish, behind. With Denise falling further and further apart, the six are on edge, and at any moment, they could crack. Another person saying goodbye is Martin Fowler, James By, as he pops abroad for a visit. While ahead of Patsy Palmer's return as Bianca Jackson, Whitney Dean, Shamna McGarty, heads to Milton Keynes. In other news, Suki Panesar, Balvinder Sopal, fears the worst when memories start to stir within Nish, Navin Chowdhury. And as he determines to get to the truth, he takes action against her. And there's an even bigger shock when he starts getting close to Kat Slater, Jesse Wallace. Finally, Cindy Beale, Michelle Collins, is on the warpath, determined to get rid of Dean Wicks, Matt D'Angelo, for good. Monday, January 22. Dean wants to go public with his relationship with Gina, but she insists they keep things quiet for fear of her family's reaction. Determined to get his way, Dean tries to manipulate Gina into changing her mind, but his efforts don't work. After a chat with Ian, where he advises Dean to prove he's in the relationship for the long haul, without knowing who he's dating, Dean decides to make a big gesture. He marches into the Vic with a bunch of flowers and declares his love for Gina, leaving Linda and the night sickened. Suki is suspicious of Nish when he offers to rent a flat to Kat, rent-free to begin with. Priya teases Nish that he fancies Kat. Later in the Vic, Phil tells George he's giving Kat time to cool down before trying to win her back, but tempers flare when Kat arrives and declines Phil's offer, paying for her drink, before Nish steps in to ask him to leave her alone. Phil warns Nish not to mess with Kat. Back at No 41, Priya advises Nish to get on with his life as Suki is never coming back, so he calls Kat and asks her on a date. However, Kat says it's too soon and turns him down. Cindy isn't happy to see Anna and Bobby leaving No 45 after spending the night together. When Cindy gets Anna alone, she tells her she can do much better than Bobby, but Anna defends her new boyfriend and insists he's a good guy, so Cindy is forced to accept their relationship. Elsewhere, Kim is floored when Howie reveals he's been offered a fantastic 3-month job on a cruise ship. Meanwhile, Martin flies to Australia to join Sharon in supporting Michelle, who is having an op. The Knights are not happy to learn of Dean and Gina's relationship. In the face of their anger, Gina bites back that she doesn't need their approval and storms out, but Dean is shocked when furious Gina tells him to go away too. Cindy arrives later to hear the news and wants to go in all guns blazing, but George pleads caution. When news reaches the group that ticket sales are down, Kim offers advice on how to solve the crisis with her social media knowledge. Rory is impressed and offers Kim the job as social media manager on the cruise. Elsewhere, Penny and Lauren struggle to find work. Nish invites Suki to discuss their divorce with a mediator, suggesting Vinny. Later, she bumps into a friend, Barminder, and struggles to explain why she and Nish have split up. When Suki confesses that she can't face the judgment of people, Barminder gives her some advice. Suki resolves to be strong, but when she meets Nish for talks, he's brought the Gianni from their temple as a mediator, knowing the move will humiliate her. After an excruciating session, despite the Gianni's kindness, the gloves are off between Suki and Nish. Cindy tells Dean he's got until the end of the day to make a decision. Gina is shocked when Dean reveals what Cindy has offered him, and they agree to have a romantic evening at his place. However, the date takes a dark turn when Gina sees Dean's true colors. Denzel gets into trouble at school, and Yolande explains to Kim that he's acting out as he's scared about being left by her and Howie. Kim feels terrible that they didn't notice, and she and Howie decide to stay in Walford. But when they speak to Denzel, he reassures them he'll be fine and tells them to go. However, Kim faces another hurdle as she becomes concerned for Denise's mental well-being. Whitney tells Zach that she needs to go to Milton Keynes for a while to console Bianca, who has split with Terry. Zach comes up with the idea of getting Penny to run with Stahl. Nish begins to get suspicious after hearing Suki and Linda having a clandestine conversation about the cafe. During a day of probing, Nish gleans enough information from Denise and Linda to realize they are hiding something. Suki's blood runs cold when Nish explains his memory is returning. Nish tells Suki that she needs to sign over all their businesses to him, or he'll go to the police. As some of the women meet for a panicked conversation about how to handle Nish, and they agree that Suki must agree to his demands to protect them. Kim tries to talk to Denise about her mental health and reasons that she might be experiencing PTSD after witnessing Nish nearly die in front of her, but when Kim mentions Christmas, it triggers Denise and she rushes off. Want to be the first to hear shocking EastEnders spoilers? Who's leaving Coronation Street? The latest gossip from Emmerdale. Metro.co.uk is now on WhatsApp, sending all the latest updates and trending stories straight to your phone, so you never miss a storyline again. Join the Metro Soap's WhatsApp community to get access to spoiler galleries, must-watch videos, and exclusive interviews. Simply click on this link, select Join Chat, and you're in. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you can see when we've just dropped the latest spoilers. Worried sick, Kim decides not to go on the cruise, but Denise eventually convinces her that she's just upset over her fragile marriage to Jack and demands she goes. Dean is surprised when Jade arrives to stay with him, as she's sick of